Hello and welcome to the best Alberta build. In today's video, I'll be covering the best build, obviously, but with two variations, one for group players and one for solo players. I'll also be covering a PvP tutorial with multiple fights, survival tips, and much more. I really hope you enjoy, and if you do, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you, and enjoy. I personally think the 5% armor subspecies is the best. Once you spawn in, you'll notice you are a fat little baby with absolutely no speed. You can't run away from things, not really. You have a baby skin that kind of blends in just because it doesn't have any obnoxious white colors that most skins do, and you take a massive amount of fall damage, but that may be a result of our childhood obesity. Once you reach sub-adult, you will have unlocked most of your abilities, so you know what that means. It's time for the build. Let's start with your head slot. We're going to be using headbutt, and that is the only way you can use Alberta. Do not bother trying to use the other ability, head slam. Don't try it. I promise you, you will die. You run out of stam so fast, and an Alberta without stam is a dead Alberta. Look at this clip. This is a clip of me running around and using the ability. Look how much stam I lose. Now here is where the variation comes in. If you're solo, you're going to want to use Berserker. It gives you a damage increase and a cooldown decrease when you're low on health. But if you're in a group, then Stampede is definitely the way to go. It gives you a damage increase all the time. You don't have to be low to get the benefits from Stampede, and I think it's really nice the more you stack it up, because you can stack it up to like 4 times, and that is a massive damage increase. Now for your front limb, we're going to be using Balanced. If you're not using Balanced, you're just trying to lose. Like, Stomp is so unbelievably bad, it's not even funny. You need the improved turning on Alberta, but regardless, Stomp is garbage. I mean, look how easy it is to bait. And you know what happens when your Stomp gets baited and you have bad turning? The other dino gets behind you. And now we're going to be using Tough Scoots to chonk up our Alberta. This is now 20% increased armor just from this build. And now the best ability on Alberta, Charge. It has so many uses. 120 damage, you can use it to escape, you can use it in PvP, you can use it to reposition, you can shotgun it into your opponents. And you may not understand what I mean by shotgunning a charge, but I'll teach you that in this video. Just keep watching. Now back kick. Wow, this is an amazing ability. It does almost double the damage your headbutt does, and when you learn to use it more, you're going to become a better Albert player, and this video will teach you exactly how to do so. Now Enrage. Enrage is super nice to use at the start of a fight and at the end of a fight. The way I've been using Enrage is I pop it, and then I shotgun my charge, and then I loop around and tail ride my opponent. I will show you all that in just a second. Now this is how the final build should look. Feel free to screenshot this and send it to any of your friends. But don't click off just yet, as I'm about to share with you many PvP tips and tricks in this PvP tutorial. Okay, here we go. Let's clear up this term, shotgunning a charge. That's all it is. Just a close range charge, no run up. And you'll see me use it in these fights, and I'll highlight it when I use it because it's such a helpful tactic. Okay, let's go. I've popped my Enrage and I go in, instantly shotgun a charge right into his head, and then I back out and go for a back kick. You're going to see me attempting a lot of them, and I'll highlight it whenever I'm fishing for one. All I'm doing right now is a basic tail ride. I'm just forcing myself behind him. I don't care about all this glitchy whatever that's going on. I'm stacking on the damage, and that's all that matters. Here we go, I'm behind him again, and every time I break off, I'm going for one of those back kicks. We have so much bonus armor with this build, we are tanky enough to go head to head with this Aloe, Like, we are tanky. I go in for a big old charge, I take a bite, don't care, I go out, back kick him in the head. This damage is insane. Here we go, another back kick. And now I'm going to go for a tail ride again. He wants to crouch down and get on my level. I will go head to head with him. I do not care. And I can see he's getting low, right? And I'm also kind of flying up in the air. I'm slightly concerned I may start taking some glitchy fall damage. So what I'm going to try and do is fish for some back kicks here. Look at this. I'm fishing. Look at this. I will not go in for a headbutt. I'm looking for the back kick. And there it is. I land 70 damage instead of 40. Like, the difference is insane. Now you guys commented, and I heard you. You said you want more fights, so here we go. Here's a second fight. This is a 2v1 against a Rex. In this fight, I'm quite a big team player. I'm mainly trying to create an opening for my teammate, and I'll highlight it every time I do so. Right now, I'm making an opening for my teammate, and my teammate can go in, just land a charge, and then I can go in and land an attack. And then he uses his stomp, and I can go in again. And then back out. It's quite a hit and run playstyle against an Apex like this, but you know what's really nice about the hit and run playstyle? The fact we have 5% bonus damage the entire fight because of Stampede. It's amazing. Stampede in groups. A bloop? Yeah. Bloop. Yeah. I've got no words. So we're going to go back into this fight. I'm looking for a charge right now because I have it up. Here we go. A charge behind, and I have to get out. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but W admins, they dragged him away. The Rex didn't get hit, so we can continue this fight. Nothing changed. This is quite rinse and repeat PvP. I make an opening for my teammate, and then he makes an opening for me. Like, look, I make an opening here, he goes in, and then the Rex turns to get him, and then I can go in. And because we're using charges, the Rex is just getting destroyed. Like, look, my teammate goes in for another charge. My enrage is up, so I can pop it. I go for a hit on his butt, and then I back out. My teammate goes in for a hit. And what's the Rex going to do? Who's he looking at? There's nothing a Rex can do unless he just sits against a rock. And then we just wouldn't fight him. So, like, what's the point? And I see the opportunity for a big tail ride coming up. I get behind him, but I lose that one. I see the Rex is on death scars, and now here's the time. He uses his stomp, and I'm ready. Here we go. I'm staying behind him. The Rex hasn't got his stomp because he just used it. And just like that, he's dead. GG's. I really hope you guys enjoyed this small PvP tutorial. Now let's talk about some camo skins. First, we have Ivy. It's our green skin. It blends in really nicely in areas like Birchwoods, Grand Plains, Titans Pass, White Cliffs, anywhere green. This is Collared, our desert skin. It blends in Desolate Pass, Savannah Grasslands, Rockfall, Hills I want to say it's called. And here we have Collared again, but with some greens. And now it's a woodland skin. I think this one's really nice. As far as things to avoid go, we've got the usual terrain. You know, don't go in an area like this. If you're fighting, you'll get funneled towards your opponent or you could get cornered. And really don't go here. You do not want to be taking full damage. But now let's talk about some counters. We've got Torvo, Suko, and Dime. Torvo's on here because, well, first off, I had to scale upwards to get some counters because nothing Alberta's size counters it other than Dime, but Dime just counters everything, and let's just be for real, that's just the truth. So Torvo's on here because mainly that stam drain bite. The stam drain on Torvo onto an Alberta is ridiculous. An Alberta with no stam is dead. Like, you can't do anything. Suko is on here because it is the hard counter to Alberta. A Suko is faster than an Alberta. A Suko can't be tail ridden because it has tail attack and stomp, which are both used. I'm pretty sure Suko doesn't have balanced. I don't know, I'm sorry if it does, but tail attack and stomp, both strong abilities to counter a tail ride. It has claw barrage. It's insane. It counters Alberta. And then Dime counters everything. Like, that's why it's on here. Now let's talk about some herbivores. Now, once again, I had to scale upwards. It was really, like, it is impossible to find something that is Albert's size that counters it. And I tested. I tried Kentro, because Kentro counters most things. No, Albert wins. I tried Styrak. Albert wins. This build is so strong that nothing Albert's size can kill it. So we had to go up. First we have Stego, mainly because Stego counters most things. It has an incredibly high tail attack damage, the bleed, the maneuverability. It's a super solid herbivore. And I included Amarga as well, because Amarga's stomp is one of the good stomps in this game. It has a knockback tail attack, it has reflect bleed damage. It's a solid dino. And I don't really know how an Alberta would win that. But obviously, you're not really going to be fighting dinos this size, so you should be good. But with that being said, I think that's all I have for you today. I wish you luck growing your Albertas and surviving. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.